I've been to rehab before, but back in like 2018. You know, I'm 36 now, and I think the first time that I went to rehab, I was going for other people. I was going because my parents wanted me to go, and I wasn't ready to give up drinking and drugging, you know. But this time I was like, do you know what? I'm in real trouble here. Like, I really do need to sort this out, but I don't know how. My name's Jaime. I came to Kenward Trust through Kenward Trust. Well, I think alcohol is the reason that I'm in Kenward. I mean, other drugs played a big part as well, but alcohol is what brought me here basically. And I think the main challenge for me was the physical side of things. I was at the point where it was, if you don't stop drinking, you're going to die. But if you stop drinking like that, you know, that's really dangerous, you know. So physically, I'd lost like most of the muscle mass in my legs, and I could barely walk, to be quite honest with you. I've got nerve damage in my feet, so I couldn't walk down the stairs. I was going down, like sliding down, like on my bum, and I was crawling back up. Like physically, I was really quite poorly. And yeah, just being alcohol dependent in that I would have to drink every day to stop the shaking, to stop the heaving. It's all very glamorous. That was the main challenge for me physically. So once I started to get well physically, eating as well, I wasn't eating, then you can once you slowly get better physically, then you can start to do everything else, like rebuild your life. It's not a good life. It's really not a good life, being addicted to drink and drugs. And I wanted my life back, you know. And yeah, I've known I've had a problem for years and years. I loved Kenward, and I think I was excited to be there, and I was really lucky. The room next door to mine was a girl, and she had only got there the day before me. We've got the same sober date pretty much, and like we're still really good friends now, and we just had a lovely time, to be honest with you. So yeah, I've found it really great, Kenward, the whole Kenward thing in general. It's almost like a little bit more freedom each time. So like you go to stage 2 from the big house, and you're like in town almost, you know, and there's only 14 of you compared to like 30 something. You can go out whenever you like. You don't have your post searched, you know, like just a little bit more freedom, but there's still staff there a lot. Stage 3 is I live in just a normal house that like your mum and dad might live in with 3 other women, and we're just basically kind of left to it, except we still have a key worker. I still see a key worker like once a month or something, and they still like drug test you. But yeah, each stage is just a little bit more like into the real world, if you like, which is great for someone who's like, you know, alcohol dependent or addicted to drugs. You don't know what normal life is anymore, you know, like. And also, I'll be completely honest with you, I had a really bad shoplifting habit, so I'm going to the shop now and I'm paying for stuff, and to me that is still great. Like I'm just such a normal person, you know, like, because you're not a normal person for such a long time. So yeah, stage 2, 1, 2, 3, like it's just a little bit more freedom and just more integrating into just being a member of society, an honest member of society. I really enjoyed stage 1, the big house, because it was like doing groups there with some really kind of experienced therapy workers. Sometimes it was like I always felt sometimes like I was doing like my psychology A-level again, you know, like I was like, wow, that's so interesting, or learning about that. It wasn't all just a bit like, okay, all about drinking drugs. It was about, you know, how you might deal with grief, or how you might deal with trauma, or I just thought it was so interesting. Like every day I was like, wow, like I felt like I really learnt something every day. So I loved that like almost the most, and because it was kind of like that, I found stage 1 such a unique experience, you know, I'm not going to get that again. So I loved that. Having the support in stage 2 especially as well, if you need it, when you are getting back into normal life and you're like, hang on a minute, how do I don't know, open this bank account? How do I apply for this bus pass? And there's people there to help you do like life admin. That's quite helpful when you haven't done any of that for such a long time, you know. I today am reliable. I can do what I say I'm going to do. And that is a big thing, because when I was in the madness, you have this really unrealistic idea of what you can actually do, if that makes sense. Even something so basic like I can meet you in town for a coffee, you'd have all the best intentions of doing it and then you just wouldn't do it. But today, like, I can put plans in the diary and know that I'm going to do them. I can make plans with people and know that I can show up. And to me, that's quite a big thing, you know. I think I need to explore avenues of what I could do for a career, you know, and I think volunteering is a great way of doing that. And while I'm in Kenward, I've got time and opportunity to do lots of different volunteering things and think, oh yeah, I never thought of that, that would be nice. So I think just things like that, really. Finding out, it's the other thing about getting sober, finding out what you like. Because you think, my key worker the other day asked me what my favourite colour was, and I was like, oh my God, I don't know. You know, you find out things about yourself every day. So I think while I'm in Kenward, it's a great opportunity for me to do things like that and find out what I'd like to do in the future. I mean, my life, this time last year, my life was completely different. I owe Kenward a lot. Yeah, I'm really grateful.